Well, hello and welcome to another Daily Dominion. It's Saturday and we have cards from lots of different expansions. And first off, apologies for the missing video yesterday, but I was at a carnival party, had a lot of fun. Was out until 2:30-ish and then it was too late to record a video. Now, looking at this kingdom, and why do I say many different expansions? Well, because there are literally 11 expansions, if I've counted it correctly. We have two cards from the same expansion, Rising Sun, but then like Renaissance, Adventures, Hinterlands, Prosperity, Dark Ages, Alchemy, Horn Guilds, Seaside, Windfall is from Empires, and Menagerie, so I think 11 expansions. Quite crazy. Now, as for the kingdom, it does look too enticing, really. There is ninja around, first off. There is an absence of village. Of course, you can play patron as a like take over a village as a card that will give you villagers, and you can use those later on. But yeah, it's really not that that enticing. There are a few cantrips which usually help artists draw, like Farrier, Caravan, Grand Market, and you might play the patron before you play the artist, so that's also something that can happen. You can reveal your hand with Poor House, but not with a Souk. Because, well, I mean, I guess you could go for a bunch of patrons in your hand and then play a poor house to get those coffers, but I don't think it's worth anything here. The most important thing, I guess, is going to be to hinder the opponent's Farrier overpays with your own ninja, and that's quite the annoying dynamic, I think. Windfall can give you lots of golds if you manage to somehow draw your deck. Way of the Monkey is a flexible thing for your action cards, but not going to be relevant because, first off, you get plenty of plus buy via Farriers. Second off, there is no village, so justifying to play a card as Way of the Monkey is kind of hard here. The Kingdom plot reflects that, as I've ranked Patron not as a village, as as I said, you may carry over your action from a turn to the next one, but it's not net villaging. And yeah, lots of gains, lots of draw. The thinning is very awkward because Souk is the only thinning, and you will only be able to thin via Souk if you have a big hand size usually. Nonetheless, getting an early Souk in should be quite good to maybe spike something for Grand Market. Opening wise, I think there is an interesting thing to do on the 4/3, which might be of consideration. You could just go be boring and open Ninja and overpay Farrier because that Farrier overpay is not going to be affected. And then on turn 3, you might even hit 5 naturally anyways. But the more interesting line might be to overpay 2 money on on a Farrier turn 1, and then as long as the estate is among the bottom 4 cards, which is rather likely, then you will hit 5 and will be able to immediately thin out 2 estates and put a Souk in your deck. And in the worst case, you can still just go for a ninja, shuffle, and then see the ninja turn 3 anyways. So I think that might be the line we want to go for. The 3/4 is worse. I think Silver Ninja is a consideration, but also maybe just Farrier Ninja. Thinking about it a bit more, because then you will have a shorter shuffle and will be able to trigger the next shuffle with hopefully the ninja in it on turn 4 again if you go for Farrier Ninja instead of Silver Ninja. But the silver itself, of course, will help you to achieve price points. And on a 5-2, actually thinking about that a bit more, the 5-2, you certainly turn 1 want to overpay Farrier, the same line as with the 4-2 that I just laid out. Overpaying 3 guarantees you to hit 8 cards in the second hand. You will be able to trash 2 estates. The 2-5 is not as obvious because, well, I guess there you could still do it, but it's a turn slower with an extra Farrier in a shuffle. But maybe that's better than just going for the Souk and Ninja that I've written down here. Anyways, let's start, and I am inclined to try our luck with that. I know it's 3 cards, but we do find I didn't fully grasp that the Farrier would be there. And yeah, we do hit that here, and we are guaranteed to hit 4 if we draw on, so we should draw on. Also just to trigger a shuffle. And we have the Souk down there, and now we probably want to add a Ninja just for the threat. Also, if AI overpays Farrier, that we could play the Ninja. Here AI does not overpay Farrier. So what do we do? I think we can just thin down further. Of course, it would have been nicer to see an estate in this hand, but... Or does this want to be a patron? We have 7 overall. This could also be patron. AI doesn't have a ninja yet, although overpaying Farrier at this point doesn't yield that much for us either, because we will just draw the ninja, which we could play for free from our deck. What I think going for that patron and maybe a silver might be nicer. And I didn't remember that we had the Farrier in here, but so we could have overpaid 1 for extra gains, but we do amazingly find this silver here, and thus maybe add a caravan, or no, we could overpay Farrier a bit to to maybe have a better Souk trash next turn. I think I like that best. And also we'll find the ninja once again, and our buys here. And AI goes for a caravan. Okay. 2 caravans is not too bad to get some draw going. And we can probably just play this ninja. And we hit 5 here. Only 1 buy, unfortunately. But I think we should continue to thin down by trashing the last estate and adding another Souk. Yeah, having a plus buy there, finding one of our Farriers would have been really amazing. And here, for sure, we want to punish AI for that big Farrier overpay. We can do a big Farrier overpay ourselves and also think about adding an artist. The nice thing about artist is that it costs debt. I didn't mention this before, but if you play a Souk and then the artist will or the 7 money will first be used to pay off some debt, and then the money that you have, the virtual coin you have, will be deducted. So that's a nice synergy, I guess. But for that, we would want to also add something like a caravan, or yeah, what about we go for caravan, Farrier overpay 1 and an extra and this artist now. If AI overpays a lot here, we're kind of forced to go for the ninja once again, but at least we'll get to draw quite a bit. And yeah, we don't want to leave AI with that 12 card hand, especially because then it might be able to windfall here. And thus, as sad as it is, not do this artist trick, but rather just attack AI and end our buys here. Yeah, we do have the caravan down there, which we didn't find. It's a bit sad. AI hits 8 with the souk, goes for patron, and it having banked up this extra villager is quite nice. We just play this ninja. Okay, that paid off. And do we just do the same thing again? Go for caravan, farrier, overpay, and artist? No, I just noticed that we don't have enough buys for that. Mm, yeah, I would like to have a bit more virtual coin or not or money in general that we could use to overpay for a grand market. Maybe we just buy a patron and a farrier. Although I like having a pair of caravans alternating between turns. Now let's go for this. With this kingdom, I'm really not super sure as to how to play it because it's uh, really tactical, also depending on the farriers. We are helped a great deal by AI not having ninja itself, but also we are kind of shooting ourselves in the foot by forcing ourselves to play with the ninja as a terminal. I think here we just go for a huge farrier overpay. We could also opt to trash a bit more. If we go for that, we will trash these two and and only overpay 3. I think that's fine. And do we want to add another artist? We won't be forced to. I think we do want to add another artist. We won't be forced to pay off to play the ninja anymore, just because AI won't be able to overpay for Farrier anymore. And now they do add the ninja. So we go for this artist. We do not find the patron, unfortunately, as an extra carrier to play. But here now, I guess we could play the patron first or not. It doesn't matter because the money will get deducted anyways, I think. But we managed to pay off 8 debt with just that souk play and can now, I guess, just windfall, right? We have, I guess we have 2 caravans in play, which isn't optimal. No, which is far from optimal. I shouldn't have played the second caravan there. But I think windfall really is the way to go. That will enable us to go for grand markets, and yeah, I think it's a good thing to do. Let's hope we find. Oh, we don't find the artist soon. This one will draw us 2 cards, but yeah, not the greatest. And we don't even find the souk. Um, However, we are able to probably just add 2 more caravans, or caravan and patron, and end our turn here. The last cards there are, we played 1 artist last turn, so there should be an artist down there. Hopefully it's not the bottom card, because then we'll only draw us 1 card. Let's discard that. And indeed it's not the bottom card, nice. And we do get 1 caravan in play, we do get 1 patron in play, and that's an amazing hand, I think, to pick up 2 artists. And maybe on top of that, two grand markets, of course. Maybe on top of that, an artist to. Well, the souk will be all the way down here. Will we draw through is the question. It's very unlikely to be honest. So we probably won't add anything else here. I mean, we do have the one caravan incoming, which is nice. But if we do this, we are forced to play more caravans, and I believe we just leave the ninja be like a dead card there, it's fine, and rather have this villager to spend later. And now I think just province caravan should be a good course of action. Could discard the ninja here. Could also play the ninja before the artist, now that we have the villager banked up, to use as an extra card in play. I think that's probably better. Yeah, I goes for another province itself. So yeah, I think that let's do that. We should be able to draw a lot of cards then. And we won't play the souk later. How much do we... we have a second patron, right? So putting all of that into play first seems better. And... Or did I... Yeah, okay, I didn't mess it up. So we do have the other patron to get the villager back. And now we hit 23, which is really nice. And should probably buy some more artists this turn. Do we want to thin one more copper? It's a bit expensive, essentially costing us 6 money, because we cannot play this copper and... I think we do go for that. Double caravan and another artist. Yeah, and we should be in quite a good spot. Having that one villager banked up is worth a lot because we get to draw so much more than we would without it. And AI already goes for that desperation duchy. Any artists around? No? Do we play the ninja now? Well, let's play those farriers, even though it's really annoying that the artist will only be able to draw 3. We could make it 4. I would love to play souk, but by now souk is not worth that much money anymore. It's probably worth more if we get to draw a deck this turn, so let's play the ninja now. And yeah, play those artists and draw a bunch of stuff. That's amazing. And again, bank up this villager. Okay. And is it just double province or province caravan artists again? No, we don't need another artist, I believe. Probably just double province at this point. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 caravans in play already. And that means hopefully that next turn we will draw as well and then get to pick up the last 2 provinces. AI is very unlikely to be able to double province itself. It has 2 golds in its deck, and the ninja also. Now what do we discard here? I'm inclined to just discard these 2 cards, like Farrier and Copper, because we are very likely to find more Farriers anyways. And then, yeah, I think that's the best way to go. We have so many Farriers in our deck. But this is a very, very weird kingdom. The villager dynamic is very strange, and artist as draw is also a bit strange. Yeah, there we have another Farrier. Good thing we discarded that one. And to ensure that we are drawing deck, we probably just play the ninja again. And now these artists are magical cards drawing us, well, 4 cards non-terminally, right? No, the first one even 5, yeah. And go for those. We easily draw deck now. Wow, amazing. And I guess that's it. 24. We would have been able to triple province now. And we managed to end in style with a nice 40-20 lead. And what do I think about this? I think the main difference was just AI's late ninja. AI let us have the early-ish game just as we pleased. We were able to do some Farrier overpays unpunished, while we were able to punish AI's Farrier overpays. The terminal situation is incredibly awkward. I do not know whether we took the right decisions, but overall it felt nice. Souk Artist, the debt payoff combo, we at least used once, and overall I'd also say the artist certainly paid off in deck drawing capabilities. Having loads of caravans, you could argue that just a pair of caravans to play one each turn might be nicer to kick off your artists, but then you're also much less likely to find the artists, and so I think I probably prefer having those multiple caravans. And one really important aspect was that banked up villager that let us play the ninja before the artists, just to get one more card in play, having them draw one more. And just for that reason, maybe a patron or two is nice. But yeah, poor weak terminals, poor house, herbalist giant that have never been touched. But yeah, the priorities should just be ninjas and souks. Alright, anyways, I'm rambling and I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll try to catch you in the next one, and until then, goodbye.